And as soon as you go out, they're talking if they don't land Deshaun Watson in Cleveland, they're talking about bringing Jameis Winston in. Don't you lose credibility, Barrett, when you do this? Jalen's our guy. We had no interest in Watson.
No, I don't think so.
And hey, I don't know, man. We're in no man's land right now, the Eagles. I don't know. Barrett Brooks, Dan Sileo, the middle.
Friendships are determining whether a player is going to go somewhere or not.
No way.
Get out of here.
No way.
It just doesn't happen.
it's
Players know it's a dog-eat-dog
world. Though. Right, Barrett? It's a good dot connector where you go, hey, I know that Russell Wilson and, Deshaun and Jalen and all these guys are boys and such, but, dude, I'm not going to call you up and go like this. Hey, I know that's your job. That's why I'm not going to take the Philadelphia Eagle gig if you're Deshaun Watson. Man, that's not going to work like that.
No, not even close. Not even close. It can't work like that. You have friends. That means on the field, your friend, you're not going to win a game because you don't want your friend to lose.
Man, I don't care about my friend in this. Right. Hey, I don't give a shit about my friend in this. Right. I want to do something here. I want to throw this at you. By the way, how about it's being reported now that Julio Jones is going to join Tom Brady in Tampa?
Come on, man. That's not even fair.
And Tom Brady reached out to Julio and said, why don't you come on down?
And he'll go down there for less money easily. He'll go in for a veteran minimum.
If you're a big-time wide receiver, are you going to Philadelphia for less money? You're going to Tampa for less money, right?
Bro, did you read the 33rd team? That article Joe Banner put up on it?
Tell me
about Jalen Hurts and him saying that that's why the Eagles went out there and was so hell-bent on making sure Hurts was Hurts is our guy and pumping him up only because they want to increase his value.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
No, it completely makes sense to me. This is a prime example here of what Xander told me yesterday about the Eagle fan base. I put this poll up. What is more, you and I talked about this too yesterday. What is more of a gamble for the Eagles? All in on Deshaun Watson or a gamble on Jalen Hurts? More of a gamble's on Jalen Hurts 60-40. Who are the 40% that are saying Deshaun Watson is a gamble? Where are you getting that? He's a gamble. You don't even know what you really have with Jalen. How do you know he's not a one-year wonder? And quite frankly, here, man, that guy's got at least 3 to 4 more years. You're not going to see the same level of improvement that you saw with Josh Allen. He doesn't have that skill set that Josh Allen has. When I see Josh Allen, and I saw Josh Allen even at freaking Wyoming. You know why Josh Allen's a better player today, Barrett? He was up in Wyoming with a coach who was under 500. And when he was in high school, he was not recruited highly. So think about it. In 4 years of high school, in 4 years or 3 years at Wyoming, he got shit coaching. Right. He goes to Sean McDermott's group and Brian Daboll and Ken Dorsey and all them dudes up there. He got better coaching. This is the best time that Josh Allen has had as a player with the coaching that's helping him become a better player.
Absolutely.
This is the best time. That's why you're seeing the massive improvement in the kid.
And that's exactly why he still has some more to go because he just learned his game 3 years ago. Same thing with Jordan Mailata. He didn't know how to be a football player. So we've only seen him scratch the surface on how good he could be. You know what I'm saying? Let alone how good he's going to be. So same thing. Well, it may equate to Jalen, but not so far as, because, he had some pretty good coaching in Alabama, which got him better. Then,
and at Oklahoma.
Lincoln Riley got him to another level. Now he's with NFL coaches. He may get to another level. But we know Deshaun Watson is ready. We've seen him be ready. We know what he brings to the table as far as, as a passer, as being an athlete. He does it all.
How about this, Barrett? The Saints are now having their third meeting today with Deshaun Watson. We're the Eagles. Or are you under the belief, hey Barrett, do you believe this? I said this yesterday on the afternoon show. Don't you think that there's certain teams that go to Nick Caserio, the general manager of the Texans, and say this: look, whatever Cleveland's doing, they want to be public with it. Whatever Atlanta's doing, whatever Carolina's doing, we'd like to keep it on the down low here, because what we're trying to do is maintain the value of our quarterback. And as soon as you go out, they're talking, if they don't land Deshaun Watson in Cleveland, they're talking about bringing Jameis Winston in to compete with Baker Mayfield for the job. Okay, so that thing is a train wreck in Cleveland. And get this, watch this, Barrett. They're no closer to getting Deshaun Watson in Cleveland than I think that the Eagles are. But you know what they are? They are further away now from Baker Mayfield, and they are cutting that cord from him, and they're pushing that cord publicly now and saying this with that guy. Dude, you're not getting it done. Think about how many starts he's had. This guy's had over 60 starts.
Dan, I think you want better than that.
It's like looking at a chick when she's walking down the street. Do you really need to do this? Hey, man, I need to see her about 7 more times to determine whether or not she's really good looking. Don't you do this, Barrett? That chick's smoking. When I see Sierra, I look at Sierra and I go, that's got to be one of the 3 greatest looking chicks on the planet. I don't need to see her 50 more times. I know that.
Well,
right?
They started this rocky relationship during the season last year when he went through that injury, and he felt as though he needed to play, even though he had a bum shoulder, just to make sure that that everybody knew that he's trying to do everything he can to be the best quarterback could be, even going out there hurt. They already saw the division then because he didn't feel comfortable with his job. He already knew that writing was on the wall for him this season. So I mean, at this point, he knew it was going to be a rocky road anyway. So they've already severed ties, says mentally from this kid. The kid is, severed ties from them. He's a train wreck right now because I don't think he has the intestinal fortitude to really go out there and compete when you're writing breakup letters to fan base. Come on, that's stupid, man. That's idiotic to me. That's being childish, from my perspective.
Okay, Browns notified that they are out of the running for Deshaun Watson. How do you go back to Baker Mayfield?
You can. I mean, they're going to, but I mean, it's already in his head that I'm done. I'm done.
Browns are out of the running.
Well, I mean, Are they out? Did they pull out, or were they told you don't have enough? See, that's the question.
The Browns were notified.
Okay, yes. So that means the Texans say you don't have enough, son. Go grow up a little bit.
Adam Schefter, Browns notified that they're out of the running on Deshaun Watson per team official.
See, they didn't have enough. Not enough bullets in that gun to shoot.
Okay. So Howie Roseman gets a 3-year contract extension.
I talked about
Here's
it yesterday.
Something I want to throw at you here, though. I'm not giving this guy a 3-year contract extension until we get through this Deshaun Watson saga, and we get through free agency, and we get through the draft. Barrett, this is the most important next 3 months in Philadelphia Eagle history for the offseason. You're unprecedented territory now with the money you have, with the draft picks you have, and with the number ones you have. Really? You're going to give a guy a contract extension, and you're going to try to somehow sell to the fan base that you were never in?
They're not trying to sell that.
You were sold on Jalen.
But see, they haven't said that, though.
I question the leadership if you're doing that.
But see, there it is. They never said that they weren't in the running. They never said that they weren't all in on going to get Deshaun Watson. They haven't said anything. In fact, I look at it from a different perspective than you do. I look at it like, all right, the reason why they're doing this is because they have bigger plans. They've only made one really big splash in free agency, and that was to go get Hassan Reddick. They have plenty of money to go out there and do it. They still don't have safeties to start. They still don't have, a veteran wide receiver to be in there. there's a lot of things that aren't being done right now because they're still on the hook. They're still got that bait dangling for Deshaun Watson. They're not going to make any moves until they can figure out if they have the cap value to bring them in to see if they could get them under the cap. So I think that's the biggest thing why the Eagles aren't moving, and they're sitting there, and they needed Howie Roseman to be at his best. That's why they signed him early.
Howie Roseman's pissing me off.
But how many times did I say he's in the lame duck contract the past 2 weeks? That means a lot, man.
This guy's pissing me off. Hassan Reddick, he's not gambling.
Right.
So wait a minute, you know what gambling is? What Buffalo just did with Von Miller. You see that 6-year contract they gave him?
I didn't know what were the details.
They gave him a 6-year contract, and the first 3 are guaranteed.
Wow.
And that dude's 32. We need a massive edge rusher. And I'm not saying Reddick is not a fine ball player, but that dude's a former Super Bowl MVP. He's now in Buffalo.
But Dan,
on a 6-year deal.
But Dan, you got to look at it from this aspect.
Come on, man. That's gambling.
What's gambling is they don't know they don't know if they're going to get Deshaun or not. Of course, they have the piece out there dangling. The bait is out there dangling, trying to get Deshaun. But if they get Deshaun, that changes the whole scenario on how you approach free agency. Now you got to bring some horses in to make sure he's got somebody to throw to. If they don't get him and, they got to go forward with Jalen, that changes how their whole thought process on how they go out in free agency. Because then they're not going to go out there and invest in a big-time wide receiver because they know they're not going to throw the ball as much with Jalen Hurts. They're going to probably move to the defensive side of the ball and be more aggressive on the defensive side of the ball as opposed to offense. Man, that's the way I got to look at it.
Wait. And look, man, I hear you. I you know what? I hate you make sense. I totally hate you're making sense. But then I look at Chandler Jones in Vegas. I'm looking at Randy Gregory in Denver. Hassan Reddick is the big move. Come on. And I get what you're saying. Dan, they're on the table. You think their deal's on the table with the Texans?
I think
they have a deal on the table?
Absolutely, I think they have.
I do too. I think they have a deal on the table. You here? I don't care what anybody says. If the Eagles aren't on the table, that's Howie's fault.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. It's directly Howie's fault
because you have all the gold.
Nobody can
have everything. You have everything that a player would want. I'm in the best division television-wise for exposure in the NFL and the NFC East. I'm in a conference that I can win. I'm in a division I can win. I got a team that made the postseason. I get the best O-line. I got an up-and-coming wide receiver. I got a tight end who's emerging as a go-to type guy. I'm going to go out in the free agent market and sign somebody. But then again, get this. Jalen Hurts is not going to attract a big-time wide receiver. Howie's going to have to overpay for that guy, and he's notorious. How about no, I'll ask you. I don't want to make a statement that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Is Howie notorious for going into free agent market and overpaying for somebody and bringing him into Philly, yes or no?
No.
No free agent wideouts going to go. Allen Robinson has no interest in Philly.
But he's his MO is if you come in, you give the Eagles a shot. His MO is, all right, you go out and prove that you belong on this team. He's going to overpay you after that. That's his MO. He'll bring you in here. You prove that that you're an Eagle. Then he overpays you. He's the king of getting 1-year deals to get you in the spot and then overpaying you afterwards. In fact, I think Nelson is the only guy really the past couple of years that came in and played, reasonably well that he hasn't extended a contract to this year.
How many years can you keep laying on that Super Bowl trophy or going to bed with it at night?
Oh, it's done now. It's done now. I mean, they don't even talk about it anymore. The fans don't even talk about it.
You got a contract extension, man. I mean, look at what they've done over the last 4 years since the Super Bowl, dude.
But Dan, it's a contract extension for only 3 years, which happens to be the 3 years that Nick Sirianni is here in Philly.
Razor says this, Sills, do you want to continue to hound the chick who told you she wasn't interested in you? Or do you keep annoying her? I keep annoying her until she gets, how do you think I married my wife? Dude, how do you think I married my wife? Hey man, you must not be a good salesman because you know me. I don't take no very kindly. I'm gonna get there. Okay. I'm married to prom queen. You don't marry the prom queen by just going, hey, I'd like to go out on a dinner date. Man, that's all right. Hey, I'd like to go on. Nah, that's all right. All right, dude, let's go. I'll go out for shits and giggles. 33 years later, how you doing? Hey, yes, I do. Yes, I do, man.
Never give up. Never give up.
Big Still's the troll. Wait, what am I trolling here? Howie does not deserve a contract extension right now until we see what goes on here. I'm not giving a guy a contract extension to be freaking mediocre. You know, Xander said this to me yesterday, and I'm going to throw this at you too. And it pisses me off. We did a poll yesterday, and we just did a kind of a poll here on who's more of a gamble, Deshaun or Hurts. It just shows you the fan base. Half of the fan base, Barrett, roots for mediocrity. Okay? They root for mediocrity. You know, I had a guy yesterday in the afternoon go, hey, dude. Hey, dummy. We made the playoffs. Hey, congratulations, dude. You're in the NFL. Thank you for not robbing a bank. Are you kidding me, man? I mean, wait, making the playoffs, whatever. That's not striving for greatness. That's not striving to be a champion. That's not striving to be somebody that you can own a division. You want to play for championships, guy. You don't want to play for being average. Who the frig roots for 500?
This
Half
team,
the Eagle fan base roots for 500 and shits and giggles. Hey, we really had a good old try. I find that hard to believe in a city that had that kind of fan base, that half the fan base looks at it and goes, hey, you know what? We're really improving, and Jalen's really a hell of a guy. I don't care what kind of guy he is.
Chalk it up sports? I think yes. I think yes. I think that there's
got the extension because Luria knows Howie will snag Watson and ink just okay. Hey, watch this. I'll take everything I'm saying back, and maybe my attitude sucks because where are the Eagles?
Well,
where are the Eagles?
They're stalking their prey.
They're stalking their prey.
They're stalking their prey. They're in the weeds right now, ready to pounce, man. That's what it is.
It's so like you think that there's going to be some team come in from like outer space, and the Eagles are going to land the Starship Enterprise in Houston, Texas, and they're going to transport Deshaun back to Philly? I hope so.
Deshaun Jackson will be like Kaiser Sose to Houston.
Hey, Barrett.
To the Eagles organization.
Screws this up. My love affair with Howie and all that is over. I want a divorce. I want a divorce. I mean, God, you have Xander goes, man, I don't know. I mean, I just want Watson here, and I'm like, I hear you,
Dan. I'm still all in.
I know you are.
I'm still all in
for that.
I'm fighting, man.
For that.
I'm fighting for it.
I know you are. And you know what? I'm fighting for you because I'm like, how about this? Someone would go, Sills, you've been the biggest proponent. Yeah, I have been. And now I'm starting to feel a little bit like this. You know how you're getting ready to get test results when you're like waiting to see if you graduate or not? And you're like, man, I don't know if I did my homework enough, man. You think I'm gonna graduate here? Could it be a DC, B or A? What did I do here, man? I don't know. It's just like, did I do enough homework? Man, I pray to God how he did. How about this, Barrett? If the Eagles were told no, would that have made it to the public newspapers?
I think so. If the Eagles were told no, Howie Roseman would have to tell the public, yes, we're not in it, because in order for them to legitimize themselves as, trying to make this team the best team they could be, they would have to say it. And that's great thinking by you, because they would have to tell the fan base, look, we tried, but we just couldn't get the deal done. Just like Cleveland just did.
Don't you lose credibility, Barrett, when you do this? Jalen's our guy. We had no interest in Watson.
No, I don't think so. Because
Watson's a better guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Watson is a better guy. So at the end of the day, Watson is better than Hurts. We all know that. But if you say, all right, we weren't interested in Watson, that means you're not doing your job as a GM. So they wouldn't flip it like that. If they were told no, they're not in the hunt for Jalen, they would immediately tell the fan base, because they know this fan base wants to win. And they know the best opportunity for them to win is to have Deshaun Watson under the fold. Now, if they were told no, we're not in the race now, that we were told we can't do it, then they would absolutely say, they'd have said it a long time ago. Hey, we were told we weren't in the hunt. We were told we don't have enough. We were told that Deshaun doesn't want to come here. Howie Roseman would definitely say that. Would definitely say it. And it wouldn't be, and he would pass it like this. It wouldn't be us, not realizing that, our quarterback Jalen Hurts is not ready, or he's still our guy. He's been our guy. But wouldn't be my job as a GM not to go out and try to get the best players this team can have, and try to exhaust every option that we could have to make this team a better player, better team.
Okay, Jeff. Big Seals is obvious that you're new here. Philly management operates the way Barrett is saying. Howie's waiting in the weeds. Okay. I better not see Baker Mayfield in Eagle Green. I better not see Baker Mayfield in Eagle Green.
Bro, stop cussing at me, man. We're good friends, man. Stop cussing at me like that, man. Don't even disrespect me like that, man. He better not be in Eagle Green.
Hey, man. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I want an adult as my quarterback. I don't want a child as my quarterback. That's what Baker Mayfield is. You see that? What do you make of these guys that take down all their gear from their Instagram or their Twitter? I guess Baker took off all the Brown stuff, and he's preemptively he's mad, I'm out of Cleveland. Yeah, he's no longer
he's mad.
Yeah, isn't it weak though? Isn't it wormy?
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't know if it's true. Well, when I look at Deshaun's social media, when I look at not Deshaun, but Jalen doesn't have in his description Eagles quarterback anymore. I looked at both his IG and I looked at his Twitter, and it does not say
he had it there before.
I don't know. See, that's the only reason I don't know. I don't know. But when it was brought to my attention, I looked at both of them, and it does not say Eagles quarterback.
Man, I feel so sad for offensive linemen like you. You guys have to block for wormy dudes sometimes, man. I mean,
the worst.
You guys are men, okay? The O-line guys are just it's a brotherhood, those five dudes. They're thick as thieves. They rally around their guy if they like them.
Yeah, if they like him.
If they like them, right? But I mean, man, when you got a wormy dude back there, I don't know. If he got his ass kicked on the sidelines, I'd be like this. Good.
Well, you saw last year with Baker, he was getting his ass kicked, and he did not get helped up by his offensive line. You saw Jalen Hurts; they were fighting for him.
Yes, they were.
You look at Brady, their center. I mean, say something. Breathe on time, and he's pissed off. He's ready to fight you.
Yeah.
So you have to have that type of mentality, because you're blocking the franchise every single play. You have to think like that.
When Geno Smith got knocked out in the Jets locker room, not one O-lineman came to his defense.
What happened?
I said to me, that was telling.
What's
mean, you have a guy get knocked out and he's your guy, and not one O-line dude comes to his defense. Dude, that's an issue. Or like when Wentz was getting
Who said that? Who said
when Geno Smith got knocked out in the locker room when he was with the Jets, not one O-lineman defended him or backed him up. He just got jumped by a linebacker in the locker room, and he got knocked out by some special teams guy.
Right, I remember that. Yep.
Nobody came to his defense, and that told me it wasn't so much about the fight, because fights happen in locker rooms. But, I mean, it told me more about how they saw him in the locker room.
Yep.
That those guys, because those old linemen, man, they're gonna protect their quarterback. They've got these. Hey, folks, Barrett's got these stupid little things that they like to do to D linemen standing around piles. If you don't have a head on a swivel like this, he's going to clean my clock. So I've got to be ready until when that whistle blows. How many times you blow a guy up near a pile?
Bro, I can't count, man. It was a must, man. When I played for you had to finish the play. As long as you didn't hear that whistle, you better finish that play. We actually practiced that my last 4 years with the Steelers. Like we were literally
notorious for doing that, the Steelers.
After every play, we'd have to run 10 yards down the field. Run, pass, it didn't matter. Every time, boom, we have to run 10 yards down the field. So you condition your body to do it. It was times that you would just, you were doing it in the game. You're like, oh, I can't do this in the game. You know what I'm saying? We were doing it in game type situation. So every time the ball goes out or a pass down, we were hauling ass down the field trying to make sure that it was a fumble number one. They tried to pass out. It was a fumble number one. But number two, you got to finish the play. We call it tempo setters. You set the tempo. That's one more time that defensive lineman has to get up off the ground. That just took about 10 or 12 ounces out of his body getting off the ground.
Oh, I used to do that too after a while. I saw my friend Kevin Fagan get knocked out. I saw an old lineman standing around a pile. But see, when you start doing that, you become a target.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to be a target when you start doing that because there's 5 of them dudes and there's 4 of you. There's 5 of them. So you got to always kind of be careful, and you got to do it towards the end of games and on turnovers.
Well, you
can't be standing around a pile because what they'll start doing, they'll start targeting you, and you kind of got to be cool with that. There's 2 minutes left in the game. God, please let it be a pick. I'm going to knock this guy out because he's looking up in the stands and shit on a pick. I'm going to blow this guy up. I've done that a bunch of times.
Dan, we're told, though, but, every time it's an interception, we're told to find the closest jersey and grab him and bring him next to me. That way nobody will hit you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, that's for damn sure. Okay, so let me do this here for you. Why wouldn't Howie and the Eagles want this? The Browns made it so public. What's wrong with the Eagles having this out in public like this? We really and you can phrase it. Look at how and what Cleveland is doing. That was a decision by the Tell me if you agree, Barrett. That was a decision by the organization to go like this. We really don't have a chance at Deshaun, but let's go see him. Let's get the owner. They flew down on his jet to Texas to see him, knowing full well there may have been a 20% chance of landing him in Cleveland. A 20% chance. But yet the public perception is now they're moving off of Baker, or they're not completely happy with Baker. They think Baker's not. How about this? Baker's probably somebody that they like to win games, but they don't think Baker Mayfield is a Super Bowl quarterback. I think there's a difference between being a Super Bowl quarterback and a quarterback that can win ball games. Yep. Kirk Cousins, to me, is a great quarterback, but not a Super Bowl quarterback.
Yep.
Okay? That's how I see him. I look at certain guys, and hey, Barrett, they looked at you for 12 years, half a year, 12 years as a backup.
Yep.
And even though you knew you weren't, it was still a distinction that they put on you. So why wouldn't they think that about Baker, that after 60 games, this is all going to go back to Philly here. I'm going to show you this. After 60 games, they know what they got, dude. This guy got what he wanted. So why? That was done by design. The front office had to sit there. Jimmy Haslam, the owner, go, okay, what's the collateral damage going to be that it's out in public? Well, the quarterback's going to have his panties in a bind. Sure enough, that worked. They set the guy up for his panties to get in a bind, the Instagram stuff, the soliloquy of all those sonnets he wrote. Dear Cleveland, I love you the way that I don't like, oh my God. So he's writing all that crap out. They set the kid up because they know his human behavior. They know how he acts. They know that he's not an adult in the room. And everything that it's like being interviewed, Barrett, when you're at the combines. They ask you the most screwed up questions sometimes. It's not because they want to hear the answer. They want to hear how you answer. They want to hear how you respond. They want to know how much character you have. Do you keep your composure? The only guy that keeps his composure with all the trade talks is the guy in San Francisco, Jimmy Garoppolo. You never hear shit from him. He just goes about his business. That's a true pro in San Fran, and I would love to have a guy like that. Let's put all of that now in Philly. Why wouldn't the Eagles do this? Hey, look, I said it at the combines. Jalen's my guy. And what is wrong with doing this? We're looking to improve every position on the team, including the quarterback position. Even Jalen knows right now in their careers that Deshaun Watson is a better player than Jalen. And if Jalen gets butthurt over this, so be it. It's the league. Barrett, you have guys drafted at your position your entire career, okay? Am I supposed to believe that you have more intestinal fortitude and more character than the guy who's supposed to be the face of my franchise, and I'm afraid to upset him? Screw that, guy. This is about letting everyone know that the Eagles are all in on something. When he says that we have to go like this, hey, man, we got to gamble. Hassan Reddick is not gambling.
I keep telling you, man.
Why won't the Eagles go public?
They're playing poker, man. In poker, you don't show your cards.
Wouldn't it be in their best interest to be a little more public?
Well, I'm going to say this, Dan. They have 3 aces. They have 3 aces. They got 3 aces in their hand, man. They're playing poker. You don't need to let the next man know what's going on. You play your hand, play this out. But we know that he is going somewhere. Why not go to Philly? They haven't said yay or nay. They're not doing anything right now as far as bringing in other players.
But am I in the start gate at the race?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly why they're doing nothing right now. Nobody can offer a better package than the Eagles.
Here's the
now,
problem.
I need to know, are they all in, though? I need to know, Dan, are they all in? Nobody can offer a better package right now than the Eagles. But are they all in?
Here, though, Barrett, here's the problem with sitting back and waiting on this deal. You see the Von Millers, the Chandler Joneses, and the Randy Gregory's landing in places that those are guys that can help your football team, and you're sitting back going, I hope you're talking to Bobby Wagner. I hope you're talking to certain guys who are out there that can help your football team. Now, look, again, I'm not going to sit here and go like this, how we had a great offseason by signing Hassan Reddick. That's not going to be a great offseason yet. And we won't know anything about what makes the draft more unpredictable for people is that you're not going to know how good Howie's draft is for 3 years. You know that, Barrett. It's 3 years for trends on a player, and it's 3 games for trends on a team. You know that trends you're going to look and see. You're going to find out whether or not this guy's going to be able to take his game from the college level to the pro game. That's why everybody who always asks me on a Monday, how do you think the Eagles did in their draft? They don't even have their helmets yet. How the hell do I know how they're going to do? These guys don't even have a locker yet with their name above it. I always look at if a team addresses needs. That's how I look at a draft. I don't go, well, this guy, he's going to be a superstar. You saw him in college. Those are the dummies, and you know that, Barrett. Those are the dummies who make a prediction on a player, okay? Who would have ever thought Tom Brady in the 6th round would be that guy? Nobody, right, including the Patriots. So, I don't know, man. It just seems to me if I'm Howie Roseman, okay, and obviously the owner, a 3-year contract extension, how many years does that now make him in Philadelphia as one of the lead executives in that place? How long has he been there?
Man, I don't know. I mean, it's been well over 12 years. I can say that. Let me see
over 12 years he's been in the room. Man. And by the way, 12 years in the room, since 2000, the Philadelphia Eagles have owned the NFC East.
Yeah.
Okay, they have 14 playoff wins, and combined between the rest of the teams in the division, guess what, Barrett? they double everybody combined.
Oh, I mean, let me throw this at you. I like these apples. Howie Roseman's been in the organization since 2000.
Well, okay. Well, then
2000, 22
2000.
years.
Give me a grade. He gets a 3-year extension, and that was reported this morning. Give me a grade on how he's done as a general manager in that time. And I know that there was a time when he was put in the hall closet, but as an executive that has major say in that building, give me a grade for him.
You have to say at least a B+, man. I go B+ only because during the 2000, from like 2000 to 2010, like they were in the playoffs every year. They went to like 5 championship games. They've been to 2 Super Bowls.
That's right.
I mean, that's a pretty good resume of guys.
That's right. 5. I forgot 5 Super Bowl. That's right.
5
championships. 2 NFC
6.
championships.
Yep.
They got 2 NFC championships and a Super Bowl during his time.
Yep.
As an executive with the Eagles. Okay. I mean, but dude, this offseason here, let's take a timeout. We got to continue this conversation. The Cowboys are in ruin. That's always a good thing. Russell Wilson is actually barking, and there was a deal for Wilson on the table reportedly from the Eagles, but we're not finding out. Wait, that got public, but the Deshaun stuff hasn't gone public. He's Barrett Brooks. I'm Dan Sileo. Keep it here on the middle.